everyone, it's Rachel here and we are going to do a super fun video. Well, I think it's fun today. So you're going to need just some recycled cardboard, and I have here, excuse me, it was in my garbage bin. I have here some adhesive foam. I bought it on Amazon for not very much. I've got a big roll of it, and we're going to make some foam stamps for mark making. So if you don't have adhesive foam but you have other foam, like non-adhesive foam, I would use that and then just glue it onto your cardboard. This is going to be my mount here. It's not expensive stuff to buy, so I think it's reasonably accessible to most people. And the nice thing about it too is that you can draw on the paper side and then cut your pieces out. So we're just going to make a variety of stamps, and then we'll test them all. And then next week we might have some fun with some paint and these stamps. So I'm just going to so what you could do is you could do some drawings of different sort of shapes that you would like to do. And then you can just, you know, sort of get your ideas. You could look up foam stamps on Pinterest. I'm just going to start drawing. I'm going to first do something like, I need to sharpen my pencil. I could draw with pen because this is just going to be peeled off. Now the curvy bits, I will warn you, are, I might want to make that thicker. The curvy bits are harder to cut, but they are good to have when stamping. So how is everyone? I'm not going to put my timer on because where I need to cut out more pieces, I'm going to simply pause the video and cut them out and then come back. So we won't time it today. We're just going to make a variety of foam stamps. I'm going to just draw a few and then we'll cut them out. That's meant to be a circle. And with this one, I'm going to do like an indentation because I noticed that, like where I dug in with my nails, for example, I might do that again. See, look at this. You can just rub it out. Where I dug in with my nails, like that didn't stamp in the test ones that I did. I could get my circle thing and do a proper circle, couldn't I? It's kind of like a pretend circle. There we go. Oh, it's not much better. So I'm just going to draw a few, and then, well, let's just cut these two out, and then we'll have fun. And I'll just cut that. That can become one. I'll think of what to put on there. I'm wasting it a bit here. And then we'll have fun just testing them out. So, oh, excuse me, it's just gone on the floor. So what is everyone up to? I hope you're well. It's nearly Easter. I'm so excited about this. I've had this for a while and been wanting to do it for a while. I think I need to get my garbage basket, and because it makes a lot of mess. I warn you, it does make a lot of mess. So I'll just put that down back in my garbage. It'll probably collect up stuff. So I'm going to cut right across there, and I'm trying to turn my foam more than my scissors to get the curve. And in here won't be fun because I also don't have much to hold on to now. There we go. Oh, not bad at all. That's the side that's going to stamp, and the yellow side is the adhesive side. These are not going to be exactly the same. I probably could have cut out, maybe I'll do a third one. I like to have things in threes. I think I'll draw a third one. So you'll need your foam, your pencil, and some cardboard from a box to mount them. You can mount them on your Perspex ones, but you kind of want these to sort of be permanent. You don't want to be, don't want to be taking them off. So if you've got extra plastic ones, or you might be really lucky and have some extra wooden ones, then you could mount them on those. Although I do think that these eventually will wear, and then you have to make them again. See all those nail marks? If this was the side that I was stamping, you'd get those, but I'm digging them in on the side that's going to stick, so in theory that's all nice and smooth. So they're going to go together. So what we might do a bit of a process. Cut out a whole lot, and then I didn't need to draw those circles on that side, ding dong. Didn't matter. So I've got a circle there. Let's do a few, and then we'll put them onto the cardstock. I thought what you could do numbers too. Numbers would be cool. I used that other piece, didn't I? So I could. So if you want to, you know, not sure about the confines of how big you want to do it, you could also cut yourself. Just say I cut myself a rectangle and draw my 5 in there. I'm not the best at doing these sorts of block numbers. I'm also holding it at a funny angle. That's my excuse anyway. It's not very good. Super easy project. I'm going to do a 7. What way does 7 go? That way. Sometimes I have a mental blank. I don't know which way my numbers are supposed to go. Rather than going out and buying them, sometimes the numbers look really good on things. Okay, that's that one. What else can we do? What about, I'm going to cut this piece out because it's kind of awkward. There, and I'm going to do like, it won't be symmetrical. You could draw it on a piece of paper all symmetrical if you wanted to. I want it to be fat, sort of like a fat drop. Like that. Okay. And I wanted to do something with, I'm going to do a few of this sort of shapes. So I'm going to do one like this, and then you'll see what I'm going to do with that. And then I want some tall, narrow ones, narrower. So this is what I mean, cut your piece out, and then maybe do into 2. That does have the sticky tape on it, but it's okay. I'll do long ones. I'll do a couple. Okay, so let's cut these out. These won't be so hard. But honestly, do have something to catch your mess, because it really does make a lot of mess. And then I'll show you a couple of others that I've done previously. You can turn it over too. If you can see if it's like lumpy there that you don't like it, then you can trim that, but I'm quite happy with how that one turned out. See, these can be good bits, so I'm not going to throw that out because we can do something with those bits as well. Okay, and then this one. Ooh, pieces flying around. So much fun. I'm so excited. So as I said, I think you can probably get this sort of stuff in America, in Hobby Lobby, in the UK, in one of those crafty stores. I think you have some big similar sort of thing to Hobby Lobby in the UK. And I would say in Australia, Spotlight might have something like this, or online, of course. I bought mine on Amazon. And it's not really the crafty one. You know, you can get them for kids. This is really more the one, like you stick it under chairs so that they don't scratch the floor. It's that type of adhesive foam. So this one, it's actually good, this one, because it's quite sticky. So what I'm going to do here, the easiest way I feel like to approach this is just cut all your straights. So cut that. Like not, you know, don't just snip off all your bits. You don't want any excessive bits. Snip that off and then snip into there. And I've got my 7. And of course I don't like that pointy bit, so I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to fix this. There we go. There's my, oh, I should have drawn it backwards. Should I? I don't know. But it's going to stamp then, isn't it? So it needs to be back when I turn it over. No, that should be right then, maybe. See, I like that piece. That could be a good piece to keep. I'll keep those. And then my 5. So should I have drawn my 5? I think they're going to stamp. So that's going to stick there. I don't know. We'll try it. I may have needed to reverse them. I didn't think about that. I'm not sure. So this one's a little bit harder to cut because we've got some awkward areas. And I certainly did not invent this. It's all over the place. Lots of people do foam stamps. I just think it's a nice way to personalize. Some cool shapes there. So I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to throw that out, but let's do some more drawing and then we'll do the sticking. Yeah, there's lots of people out there and I think it's a nice alternative. No, I don't want to peel that off. I was going to peel it off. It's a nice alternative to, you know, purchasing stamps. I mean, I love purchase stamps too because they're perfect. I do like some sort of knobbly. This is going to be terrible to cut out, but I might pause the camera and cut this one out just to not put you through it. I don't want to go thicker as I go down. So some sort of botanical stampy thing. You may prefer not to make, you know, to prepare. Someone's making a lot of noise upstairs. To do these, you might prefer, you could take inspiration from the shapes and paint them. You know, do them with mark making. So that's going to be a shocker to cut out, but it is worth it. And then we could have, I'm going to cut a strip for this one. I don't really need a long strip. Yes, I do think sometimes it's easier to do your little mark, your drawing. I'm going to have a line and I'm going to draw. It is nice to have, like rather than just cutting out one semicircle sort of thing, to have it sort of cut out a piece that where it's repeating will make it easier when you're doing your stamping. Does that make sense? Okay, I probably didn't need, I won't draw that one in because, get my basket. I won't be able to match it up anyway. I saw this design on Pinterest, but I thought it was pretty cool. I can't think, I don't know, I couldn't tell whether it was cut out like this, but I saw that's how that said it was like the semicircle up and down and just slightly overlapping. So I thought I can cut that out in the foam. Also, if you had an X-Acto knife, that might be something useful to cut these out. I do, but mine's not very sharp. Steffi just bought himself one. He's hidden it somewhere and he can't find it. It's so funny. He's like, I can't find my new knife. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't touch it. Okay, so do you want to sit through this? Like you can answer me. This would be terrible. This might be a flop, this one, because it's a bit small. The smaller things are harder to cut. Maybe I should have drawn it bigger. I might be able to do it. I'll just be patient and go around very carefully. Where I might have issues is, oh, it's a bird, when I come in here, when I get to the other side, like I've got to be careful not to snip my stem. I think I've had a flash of an alternative if you didn't want to go through the rigmarole of cutting this. It's not too bad. It's coming along. And of course, if I had an X-Acto knife, I could get into those little corners better. So you can have your own personal stamps that you design and nobody else has them. Or unless they copy you, they could do that. See, that's all rough, but I fix that up afterwards. Of course, I didn't draw them evenly either. This is my issue down here. Gotta be careful not to go too close. Oops. Flies around everywhere and it's sticky. I've gone quiet because I'm concentrating. So that's a bit funny, that one, isn't it? It's not as good as the ones down below. Lower down, they were better. Because my hand's getting tired too. But did we say that they had to be perfect? I don't think we did. I don't think that was one of the requirements. Snip off anything that's annoying you, getting in your way. Just give it a good old snip and get it off there. Okay, now I'm going to turn it around. See these pointy bits? I don't want those. Just get rid of the pointies. I did tell a porcupine, didn't I? I said I wasn't going to put you through it, but I did. I think that's going to be good. Okay, oh, my hand's hurting. Well, let's just put these on their pieces. Hopefully I've got enough cardboard so that number 5 can fit on there. Now, I'm really hoping that I haven't messed it up. Before I put my 7 on, I'm going to put my 5 on and just see. So when I stamp that, is that going to be right? What does a 5 look like? A 5 is like that. So, oh yeah, it's good because it's going to reverse over because I drew it on the reverse side. Oh, good. Yes, it's going to work. Okay. So I can put my 7 on. Looks funny there, doesn't it? Now I wish that I think I might have some more cardboard that I haven't thrown out yet, so that's another one. So I've got my own personal stamp. So I'm going to put this one on here. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that one. That one needs a bit more work, so I'll put that one aside. I'm going to cut off the excess just so I more or less can always have an indication as to the size. I don't have to do any more to that one. These ones. I'm going to put those ones on together. I only did 2 of those, didn't I? So they're both going to go on there at different levels. Okay. Maybe you guys might even have some of this stuff because your kids have used it or something. I didn't have any because it wasn't something, I don't know, I don't think I really knew so much about it. So Lily never really had this stuff, I don't think, when she was little. So I did buy it, but it's pretty good. I love that. That's going to be good. And the possibilities of what you can do. I mean, your only limit is what can I cut out is my only limitation. What do I feel like I can cut out from the foam? This one. So I'm imagining these on book pages, I think, straw paper, vintage pages, all those sorts of things. Sorry about the noise. It's a bit of a crunching noise, isn't it? And then we had this one. I need to do some work on that one. And then these. Now, will they fit? I wanted to put them like that, so I'll put that one there. And that one there. Will I? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's stick them on and then I'll cut it out. So much fun to be had. So really just shapes. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I was going to use this, but I think this is a bit sharp, this one. Someone gave me that. I'm going to take the pointy end of this bone folder, and I want to do like a, whoops, I'm doing indentation in here. I'm going to do a cross hatch. Turn it around and do it the other way. Go over it a few times just to make sure it's deep enough. Well, I don't know how it's going to work. I've never done it before, but we'll give it a go. And then next week we're going to play with them. We will test them out today. This one I wanted to do these circles. We will test them with ink today, but next week we're going to play with them and make what's really popular now, collage fodder. Do some mark making, but we won't, maybe not just use those. I like that. Okay, hopefully that's going to be good. It'd be good if I could press that down and not have that, but it's just going to have the circle. I don't know what would happen, so I don't want to mess it up. And then here I'm going to do the cross hatching again. I don't know if you can see that. I better tap you just to make sure you're... Oh my gosh, I might have to do the video again if you're not in focus. Oh, I'm now terrified that you're not in focus. You weren't in focus. Of course, you could draw a line along there. You can do sort of marks on there. You can do whatever you want, really. Okay, so I think we're ready to have a play. So let's just grab some paper here. Book page. And that's one that I tried out before. So I love it. I did that shape and I stamped that one. So we're going to stamp these that we've done together and see what happens. just going to stamp on this piece of straw paper, and then, as I said, next week we're going to play with them. They do soak up a bit of ink. So, and that's going to be bothersome, that piece. I'm going to cut that off. We don't want any extra, oh goodness me, extra bits. And look at that, there's my 5. And see where I cut it? It didn't do it, it didn't take the colour, but that's okay. $75. Fantastic. And then let's do this one. See what this one looks like. Cool, I like that. And then what else do we have that's small? This one I'll stamp down there. We're just testing them. We're not playing with them. We're not creating any compositions or anything like that. Just, and then we'll just have a quick look at the leftovers in the basket too, to see what sort of shapes we can get. I do have a tiny bit of cardboard left. Love it. I think I dug my nails in. Yes, I did. See what I mean with the nails, but I don't care. It gives it character. And then we have this one. You can see I've got a woolly on because it's been cool, as I've told you in my other videos, and Steph turned the heating off, so I'm cold. No, I think that can fit there just. No, I'll put it down here. Love it. Love the brown on the straw paper. I'm saving those ones till last because I'm very excited to see if they work or not. And then, okay, here goes. Oh, so cool. So definitely went deep enough. Yeah, and let's see the circle one. Oh, excellent. So that's those. And then I wanted to show you, here's one that I had made. I might have even used this in some of my videos. I just cut out a whole lot of circles, and I had this extra Perspex one because I love circles, especially for mark making. And so I think it's really nice to have a fixed amount on a block like this, and you can just use them and get your circles. I've got more. I'll just see what else I've got. Oh, I didn't put enough ink on there, but that's, I like that. So that's that one, and that one's got another color. They do soak up the color. Let me see if I have any others. They do soak up the color, so I can't see any here. I did have another one. I don't know where I've put it. Anyway, let's just have a look at the scraps that I had in the basket and see if there's anything that can come from those. You can do stripes. So I like stripes. Let's have a look in here and see what we have to play with that way. I want to put it on there. So I don't know whether I would use that. We could do some I did like that. I'm going to stick that one there, like so. I know I have other ones. I don't know where I've put them. Have I shoved them somewhere? Oh, here they are. I've got this one with these marks. We'll stamp it so you can see. And I think I've got another one here. Oops. Oh, I have got one a bit similar to the other one, but they're more swerving up. Oh, and then I had another one on cardboard where I did these droplets like that. And then I found another one, that one there. So really cool things to do for your mark making. So that's that. We'll put something small on that piece up there. So that's another one that could be fun to mark make with. And then let's do, oh, there's another piece. Could have had another one. This is good. Do some wobbly stripes. Cut that off, something can go on there. In the spirit of not wasting, there's a big one. Oh, triangles. We could do triangles. I might put that on there. Any other triangles? And then we've got these. I want to keep those. Do little ones. How many of those do I have? Well, here's another triangle-ish. We'll make it a triangle. So that one could go in the opposite direction there. I don't know whether I would use these or not, but I'm just going to keep them. There's another one of those. Yes, 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 I want that. Any others? I've got one stripe. I need some more stripes. I don't want this one to be so thick. I'm going to cut that. Maybe they can all be different lengths. I'll cut my triangles off. So now we're into the scraps. Recuperating the scraps we are. That's a bit thick, that one, but it doesn't matter. Stick that there. See how we go with those. And then I'm running out of foam, so I do want to, I'll stick that one down on something. And I might, actually, you know what I'm going to do with this one? I'm going to cut around and create a thin arch. Yeah, that can be one, but I don't have a piece to stick it on. I need to get some more cardboard. So we won't be able to stamp. There's another thin arch. We can have two thin arches. I am digging my nail into these, so I've got to remember that. Don't dig your nail into the right side of the foam because you're going to get the imprint of it. So that's that one. Oh, we can have another one. Oh, I've got so many. I'm going to turn it around so I can dig my nail in on this side because it's just holding on to it, getting a grip. So only thing is on the paper side, it gets a bit messy, the paper, because it starts to peel off, so you can't really see your shape so well. But also when you stick it down, you can kind of manipulate it because you just sort of pull it the way you want it. So those are going to be stuck. And I'll go through there afterwards and just see if there's anything else that I could use. And I think I had one with little circles on it too, but I can't see where that is. I'm going to use that one. And I'm going to keep that one. Oh, we can stick these little ones on. So you can see you can easily get, in a very short amount of time, a big box of stamps. Foam stamps. Now, do I want these to go in different directions? No, I think I'll have them all going in the same direction. Why not? So we'll stamp the ones that we've just done so we can see those, see what we think. Okay, and I think this one, I'm going to take my tool, I'm just going to do some, just to give it some interest. I won't cross hatch it, I'm just going to do the diagonal. Of course, then you could go to your leaves here and do, you could put details in them, but I just did mine plain. So let's just stamp these last ones and see what happens. I'll take that paper off because it's going to get in my way. Okay. Cool. And then we've got this one. Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorites, that one. What else did I do? These and the triangles. So I can't wait. Oh, I love that. Can't wait to have a play with these next week. There. And then I've got a cough. I'm going to put this one up the side here just so you can see it. Similar to that one, but different leaves going in a different direction. The only thing I did notice about them is the ink sort of stays there. It doesn't seem to dry. Like if I pick them up, these ones I hadn't stamped for probably a month, and when I touch them I get ink on me, so it does stay on there. So if you're going to change color, you're going to get a bit of the previous color, which is not the end of the world. And we might stamp this one. So nice thick pieces of cardboard for this. I think I might turn it around. I think it's wider there. It's just our test sheet. Yeah, so I would recommend maybe having a little book where you draw or different shapes, simplify them so that you can cut them out and just draw a whole lot of different shapes that you think you might like to use to do this, and then just slowly cut them out of your foam and stick them on your cardboard. So there we go. So that's my video for today, Roxy's weekly challenge with the foam and cardboard and ink and scissors, and we've made some stamps to play with. So next week we're going to be playing with the stamps. So I hope you have fun doing it. I did. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.